Friends, today we're diving deep into one of the most transformative books ever written, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is not just a book about money, it's a blueprint for mastering your mind, reshaping your destiny, and building the life you've always envisioned. Millions of people across the world have used these principles to go from nothing to extraordinary wealth and success. And today, we're breaking it all down for you. So settle in, stay focused, and let's begin. Chapter 1. Thoughts are things. Napoleon Hill opens with a bold and powerful declaration. Thoughts are things, and not just ordinary things. They are the most powerful forces in the universe when charged with purpose, persistence, and a burning desire to win. To understand this, let's look at one of history's most remarkable true stories. A young man named Edwin Barnes arrived at Thomas Edison's laboratory with nothing but a dream. He had no money, no connections, no reputation. To the outside world, he looked like a nobody. But inside his mind, he carried the unshakable conviction that he would one day become the business partner of the great Thomas Edison himself. Edison didn't make him a partner right away. He gave him a minor job, low pay, unglamorous work. But Barnes never let go of his vision. He worked, he waited, and he watched for his moment. That moment came when Edison invented a new device, the dictating machine. Edison's own sales team had little faith in it, but Barnes saw what others couldn't. He believed he could sell it, and he told Edison so. Edison gave him the chance, and Barnes delivered brilliantly. So brilliantly, in fact, that Edison rewarded him with a nationwide distribution contract and a percentage of the profits. Barnes became a rich man. But more importantly, he proved the central thesis of this book. A person can truly become wealthy through the power of thought alone. Now let's talk about why so many people fail, even when they're standing at the very edge of success. Hill shares the story of a man named R.U. Darby, whose uncle caught gold fever during the Great Gold Rush. They traveled west, staked a claim, and began digging. After weeks of exhausting labor, they struck gold, glittering, undeniable proof that they were on to something big. They needed machinery to extract it properly, so they quietly covered the mine, returned home, raised funds from family and friends, and came back ready to strike it rich. The first ore shipments were promising. The mine looked to be one of the finest in Colorado. They were just shipments away from clearing their debts and stepping into a world of profit. And then the gold vanished. The vein simply stopped. They dug on in desperation but found nothing. Eventually, exhausted and defeated, they quit. They sold their equipment to a scrap dealer for almost nothing and went home. Here's where the story takes a painful turn. That scrap dealer hired a mining engineer to assess the site. The engineer studied it carefully and determined that the original owners had quit just 3 feet away from a major gold deposit. The fault line in the earth had shifted the vein only slightly, and 3 feet of additional digging would have uncovered a fortune worth millions. The scrap dealer dug those 3 feet, and he found the gold. Darby learned this lesson the hard way, but he never forgot it. He went on to become one of the most successful insurance salesmen in America because he vowed never to quit again when the odds turned against him. Napoleon Hill's message here is direct and unforgettable. Most people give up when they are 3 feet from gold. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure unless you decide it is. Every setback you face is simply a signal to adjust your strategy, not abandon your dream. As Hill puts it, whatever the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Chapter 2. The Power of a Burning Desire. There is a crucial difference between a wish and a burning desire. Most people wish they were wealthy. They dream about it idly, the way you might wish for good weather. But wishing changes nothing. A burning desire is something altogether different. It is an obsession, a consuming fire that dominates your thoughts, drives your decisions, and refuses to let you rest until your goal is achieved. Hill illustrates this with one of history's most powerful examples of commitment. Centuries ago, a great military commander faced what seemed like an impossible mission. His army was vastly outnumbered. The odds were against him, but instead of offering his troops a chance to retreat, he ordered something extraordinary. He burned the ships. Standing before his soldiers on foreign soil, surrounded by flames consuming their only way home, he said simply, We win or we die. There is no going back. They won. When you eliminate the option of retreat, something powerful awakens in you. Your mind stops dividing its energy between your goal and your escape plan. Every resource, mental, emotional, physical, focuses on one outcome: victory. This is the mindset Edwin Barnes brought to Edison's doorstep. He didn't say, "I'll try and see what happens." He didn't keep a backup plan in his back pocket. He staked everything on a single, unwavering decision, and that decision made all the difference. Hill's advice is clear: dream deeply, plan boldly, and burn the ships. The world's greatest wealth has always been built first in someone's imagination, by men and women who dared to dream bigger than their circumstances. Edison failed over 1,000 times before the light bulb lit the world. The Wright brothers were laughed at before they flew. Marconi was committed to a mental institution by worried friends before his wireless radio changed civilization forever. Remember this always: only the obsessed make history. Chapter 3. The Power of Imagination. Your imagination is not a luxury. It is one of the most practical tools you possess. Hill tells the remarkable true story of Frank Gonzalez, a young preacher and educator with a vision and a problem. He could see exactly what was wrong with the educational system of his time. He knew precisely what kind of institution he would build if given the chance. But he needed $100,000 to do it. For 2 full years, that number haunted him. He thought about it daily. He dreamed about it nightly. He couldn't let it go, and it wouldn't let go of him. One Saturday afternoon, something shifted. He made a decision. Not a wish, not a hope, but a firm, committed decision. He would raise $100,000 within 1 week. He didn't know how. He only knew that he would. In that instant, a peace washed over him. He later described it as a feeling that the answer had been waiting for him all along. He had simply taken too long to arrive at the decision. He called a newspaper and announced that he would deliver a sermon the following morning, titled, "What Would I Do with $1 Million?" He worked through the night preparing his speech, though in truth he had been preparing it for 2 years inside his mind. The next morning, he stood before his congregation, poured out his heart, and painted a vivid picture of the institution he would build and the young lives he would transform. When he finished, a man rose from the 3rd row, walked to the front, extended his hand and said, "I believe in your vision. Come to my office tomorrow morning, and I will give you the $100,000. His name was Philip D. Armour, one of the wealthiest industrialists in America. That money became the foundation of what is today the Illinois Institute of Technology. One idea, 2 years of unwavering imagination, one decision, $100,000. Whatever a person can think and imagine, they can create. Chapter 6. Faith. Faith is not wishful thinking. In the context of this book, faith is the deep, unshakable belief that what you desire is already on its way to you, and that you are fully capable of receiving it. Hill identifies faith as one of the most powerful positive emotions a human being can cultivate, alongside love and passion. When any idea is charged with these emotions, it becomes unstoppable. It bypasses the critical, doubting, conscious mind and drives itself directly into the subconscious, where the real work of creation begins. This is why belief is not optional. It is the engine of achievement. So how do you build faith? Hill's answer is elegantly simple: through auto-suggestion, the deliberate, repeated programming of your own mind. What you say to yourself, consistently and emotionally, you eventually come to believe. This is a law of the human mind, as reliable as gravity. Repeat a truth, and it becomes your reality. Unfortunately, repeat a lie about your abilities, your worth, your chances, and it becomes your reality too. This is why Hill instructs every reader to write down their primary goal, memorize it, and read it aloud every single day, with emotion, with conviction, with the full force of belief. Because the mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined and deeply felt. Feed it thoughts of success, and it will move heaven and earth to produce success. As Hill writes, "In the battle of life, it is not always the strongest or the fastest who win, but the one who believes they can, who wins, sooner or later. Friends, Think and Grow Rich is not a book you read once and set aside. It is a book you return to, again and again, until its wisdom becomes instinct and its principles become your way of life. The ideas we've explored today, the power of thought, burning desire, imagination, and faith, are not motivational poetry. They are a practical system, tested and proven across generations of extraordinary achievers. The only question that remains is this: what will you do with them? This has been Champion Audiobook. If this summary added value to your day, make sure you subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and come back for more world-class book summaries every week. Keep dreaming, keep believing, keep going, because champions never quit.